This is a big match.
This is a
Lord of
big match, is it?
why?
I mean, um, France and KSA are obviously two very strong countries, but I mean, yeah, it's just a seeding phase. Like the really big matchups, they are yet to come.
I mean, it's only the seeding phase, and only two teams won't pass, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah, yeah.
they, France and Saudi Arabia, they will both pass for sure. So
Yeah, yeah, like if you won at least one match in the seeding phase, then you're guaranteed to to make it to the group stage, basically.
yes, guys, like this layout is perfectly fine, but Gamma mentioned like more POVs, and if you set more POVs, then you have to sacrifice something. So you have to decide either two POVs
Yeah.
with all the information, or four POVs but turning the information on only between the races.
I mean, yeah, as I said, this layout, I think it looks pretty good. But yeah, 60 FPS for a 30 FPS game. Yeah, my stream is in 60 FPS, I think. Yeah, it really is. I mean, you can change the quality settings, so. Oh no, you can't. What the fuck? What?
Yeah, I just checked. You can.
Wow. Why does Twitch only offer 60? Wow.
You have to change some options
I
in
guess I
OBS for
guess I
that.
have to change it in OBS. Okay.
Mm, I had a similar issue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Twitch will take it away if you don't stream for too long. You need to be affiliate. Wow,
What?
really?
Seriously, you need to be affiliate for that?
Oh my god, that's so dumb.
I never heard that. What? Seriously? That's so dumb.
I mean, I guess it would make sense,
Yeah,
but
Revolt, you don't need to.
you would put the third POV where tracks are currently and post a screenshot of the tracks below the scoreboard.
They would be too tiny.
Can I actually um that's not let me try something. Let me try
Yeah, well, I
something.
tried something similar on my stream, and they would be too tiny. If you pick like the tracks from the draft pick, they are too tiny.
Yeah, I think so as well. Unless you like really make this scoreboard a lot smaller. And I don't even know how to add things. I mean, yeah, setting that up, what I wanted to try, takes too long, but basically you would have to make the scoreboard a lot smaller, and then put the tracks, like you have to make those smaller as well. Oops. And you have to put them somewhere here. Like, I mean, I guess that could work somehow if you make it like this, but yeah, I don't know. I think this looks okay.
This is way better.
Yeah, I think this is fine.
Yeah, their POVs are dumb in my opinion. But like either two or four. Like three POVs. Why? Why the third one?
Yeah. Yo, good Luigi, what's up? Okay, so I'm gonna make this scoreboard real quick with all the players. We have X, A, 7, M, D, 43. We have
Okay, so on the French side we have Kaizoku, Shrub, Sphinx, and Madman. And on the Saudi Arabian side we have HFC, Ahmed, Doom, and AI, or Al Hood. It's actually Al Hood, but many call him AI just because they have no idea how it's pronounced
yeah,
correctly.
it's just Alwood.
Yeah, it's Al Hood actually. Hey Jumpy, what's up? Bonjour, Jumpy. Vive la France.
Bah, de toute façon, il y a Garma, il y a les ponts ensemble de Garma.
Bonjour, Jumpy. Je peux parler français.
Ouais, de toute façon, c'est que des Komodo.
Je ne parle pas français.
Mais je ne veux pas.
Et bah, c'est parti.
But many still call him, yeah. Many still call him like AI for some reason. But okay, it's not their fault.
Yo,
So,
Hamid.
yeah, we are starting with Engine Labs, a simple track, like I don't know.
Okay.
You won't see like much flipping on that side. It's like decided after like 2 or 3 laps. It's like basically decided.
Yeah,
So,
yep. That's true. That's one big issue that I see with engine labs as well. It's a track where catching up to people is very difficult because the track is so simple, and you can't really outline someone. It's like, I don't know. The track is so simple that gaining time over someone is actually very freaking difficult, and yeah, we may see we may see the match being decided for the most part very early on, for sure. Kaizoku is probably trying to run away here. He's going for the Wumpas, but I can imagine that he would try to run away since he is a pretty fast player. That's a nice shield snipe there. So Doom is falling behind already at the start, but that's not too big of a deal.
HFC going wide purposely, but on the 5th place there is, I don't know, 5th place is not the best one for farming strong items, so
I mean, that's true, but on the other hand, 5th place has a big advantage that 5th place can roll basically every item.
Very unfortunate. Kaizoku just lost like fire in the air and he fall down. Now he's
Yep.
That was very unfortunate. At least he got
that's something that happens when you go too tight there on the corner. Like it doesn't really save much time, and yet I see a lot of players go for it. Like they try to take the corner as tight as they would like go for world record, even though it doesn't really save any time at all.
Yeah. Totally not worth it. Okay, he used to. He at least got like HFC with a mask. He got some infinite reserves now. To be honest, that won't be so helpful on engine labs, but still something. He got bombed.
I guess we are seeing the French players actually in winning positions, if I'm not mistaken, because the Saudi Arabian team, they are playing Komodo Joe all each, but it seems like some interactions have happened, so they have actually pretty strong winning positions right now. But I can imagine HFC trying to stay behind kinda intentionally, because I've seen HFC do that a couple times. He basically stays behind, tries to keep the players in the back, and he basically lets his teammates do the front running, especially like people like Alhoud and Ahmed, who are really good at front running, and I can imagine that he would basically like stay intentionally behind. Only to keep the opponents behind as well. So I guess that would be the strategy at this point.
That could be the case. Kaizoku shouldn't hesitate too long for with that orb. He should use it after the opponents pass like the tunnel. So that's basically the best like spot to use it. Although it won't be so helpful, but at least something.
I mean, he hits the red beaker. Like that's one big issue that sometimes comes up. When you are in one of the lower positions and you have a power item like a clock on orb, you have to be very careful, and as we've seen with Kaizoku, he just ran into the red beaker, and that could prove to be fatal. Like an orb is a strong item on this track.
Before that, so. I don't know if you saw that, but he used his orb just before he hit the red beaker.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yes.
Oh. I was looking at HSC's screen.
Yeah, he was,
okay.
Yeah, very, very lucky. He just used it.
Okay. In this case, I'm kinda surprised that the orb didn't really change anything.
On the contrary, like the Arabs are top 3 now. And he gets another orb, okay?
On 6th place. Not very common, but yeah, not exactly rare either.
Maybe they'll gain one placement out of it. You have to see, wait and see, but no, not really. Nope, nothing changed.
I mean, I'm kinda surprised because everyone in this race was actually kinda close throughout all the entire 5 laps. That's something that usually doesn't happen on this track.
That's unusual.
Because, but I mean, it can be explained pretty easily. We've seen a lot of masks in this race. We've also seen multiple warp orbs in this race. So, I mean, yeah, basically everyone kept each other at bay, which is kinda insane. Like, that usually never happens. Like, usually you have one guy on engine laps who is like half a lap ahead of everyone else.
Yeah,
And it's...
Rama, you want the scores?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, give me a second.
Will we see the French tier item luck again? Maybe. Would be kinda hype. And
I
on...
he got 2 orbs. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he got 2 orbs, so I mean, that says something. Alano Veo, Matty is doing the commentary with me.
Oh, wrong channel. There we go.
Alors, deuxième map, c'est pyramide.
Je sais pas. Diabète, tu peux nous dire si c'est bien c'est pyramide Papou la deuxième?
Ouais, normalement c'est ça, ouais.
Okay, there we go.
Si on a des commodités pour.
Okay, let me see. Okay.
Ah, mais comme j'ai mon chat sous les yeux, j'ai pas le.
Kaizoku.
Hi, Lord Noveo, what's up? One question, Lorna, I was trying to find like a Italian perspective for my restream. Yesterday I couldn't find it. Like, are you hiding your streams or what? Because many people don't want to watch like your commentary just because it's full in Italian. So you know that's why I did the English commentary. But I couldn't find any like any Italian streaming. Like, I don't understand. Like, how is that possible? Like, can you hide? It's a secret. I knew. Like, can you hide it or something like that?
I mean, you can if you stream on YouTube. If you stream on YouTube, you can set your stream to be unlisted. So you can basically stream on YouTube without anyone seeing it. And HFC's stream right here is actually unlisted as well. So please don't share the link. He unlisted it intentionally, but he gave it to me so that I can restream basically.
Theoretically, you could find the stream if you're on his channel.
No, you can't. It's unlisted. You can't see it at all.
Okay, now I understand it. Okay, so we are continuing with the next track, Papa's Pyramid. Kaizo getting an orb, not an orb, sorry, shield, and he messed up.
A shield is such a good item at the start of Papa's Pyramid, since Papa's Pyramid only gets eaten. Okay, I mean that's kinda unfortunate, but I mean, yeah, if you get hit in front of one of the plants, I don't want to call it Piranha Plant because that's Mario, but I guess it's kind of similar. And we've seen a pretty good start, like a really good start from the Saudi Arabian team here. They are top 4 and they actually have a pretty decent lead. And we see HFC in 3rd place. He could basically play the gatekeeper here and try to keep like the opponents in the back, and basically try to secure his teammates the top 3 here. But I guess it looks like he's going to play it safe rather. We see plays 3 and 2 protected by a blue shield already so early on. That makes it very difficult for the French team now to come back, since even if they get an orb or a clock, it will miss at least 2 players. But then again, we've seen Ahmed just fall down and yeah, I guess that can happen as well.
I mean, Papa's Pyramid is a very short track, so if you have a shield there, it's pretty much a win for you.
Yep.
There's
And
not
and
that
and
time
that's
to
something that I don't understand.
Alright.
Like for example, Ahmed, you could see he was trying to ride on the edge of the grass cut here
No
to get.
reason. There is no reason to it. To do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and there's no reason to do it, and he failed. He fell down because of it, and he lost like 10 seconds at least. So why does he go for something that saves half a second but loses 10 seconds if it goes wrong?
There is no reason.
Yeah,
But was
we
it Ahmed? I think it was Al Hout, if I'm not mistaken.
well, I didn't see the name correctly. It could be either Ahmed or Al-Hood, either
Yeah,
one of
it was
those.
Al Hout. Yeah, but so unnecessary. There is no reason to do that. Plus, he was safe with a shield. He got a
Yeah,
shield on.
yeah,
Like why?
yeah,
Why?
yep.
I mean,
It
still
was
there
it was
still
okay,
there.
okay, it was Doom who fell down. All right,
It
yeah.
was Doom.
Yeah,
Okay, you're
I
so
mean
wrong.
Doom. Yeah, Doom falling down there, like he deserves it. Like he went for a strat that saves barely any time in a real race, and he failed, and he got last for it. Like that's what you get for doing stuff that doesn't work all the time. Still top 3, of course. Very strong top 3. Sizable lead. If I may
I
add
mean,
so.
he got shielded by Blue Bubble. There is no real reason to do
Yep.
that.
Yep, when you have a blue shield and you have like a strong position, like first, second or third, it's almost never worth to like play risky. You should always try to play it safe and keep those points, because every point you get is valuable on its own.
Plus 26 for Saudi. Hamid doing the points. Okay.
Aïe aïe aïe, le deuxième top 3, c'est mal barré pour l'instant.
Yep, that's correct.
On va aller voir si on est capable de faire quelque chose sur Ransom. Moi j'y crois, je reste confiant.
Okay, Tiny Arena, very strong track for the Arabs.
Yeah, I would definitely give the favor to the Saudi Arabian team here. They are pretty good players on Tiny Arena, but then again, it's not just how good you are on the track, but it's also, of course, the items that you roll. I would imagine that HFC will try to go wide here at the start to fish for an item, simply because I've never really seen HFC time trial Tiny Arena. I don't think it's one of his strongest tracks. Like HFC is a very strong player on many different tracks, and he has great times in time trial on almost all tracks. But I think Tiny Arena is one of those tracks that's not among his favorites at all. So I could see him go for item plays here.
But interestingly enough, like he's actually a really strong time traveler, but
Yeah.
he will rarely go time trial lines. Like he
Yep.
will always try to go like wide and fish
Yep.
items and so
Yep. And that's because time trial lands in wars can leave you in very bad situations. Like usually the players at the front, they know the time trial lands, and they are gonna place items on time trial lands. So you don't gain anything from taking time trial lands, because you will just hit every item that's in your path. And I know a lot of players, a lot of top players even, who just go wide on every single corner, because you can basically expect an item to be tight. Like it's always gonna be the case.
especially on Tiny Arena.
Especially in Tiny Arena with so many blind corners, yeah. Like the beginning S section where the Wumpa crate is, a very popular spot.
Oh, very popular indeed. Oh, we have a French fan in the chat, Tom Hand. Go France, go. Okay.
Yo, Tom Hand. I hope you're enjoying it. Yeah, France is... I mean, the lead is pretty sizable. They had top 3 2 times now, the Saudi Arabian team, and France definitely has to step up their game if they want to get these points back, you know? Because 26 points is nothing to shrug off, especially if you only play 8 tracks.
Putain, en plus, il y a encore 2 courses à faire comme ça.
Yo, Yoshi Swag.
Allez, c'est parti.
Nice name, Yoshi Swag. I like your name, man.
Yeah, Ahmed is very likely to go for time trial lines here.
Not
Same,
smart, but
same with
true.
Alhut probably.
Okay, Kaizoku seems to go wide. Okay, Kaizoku was the one for the French.
And yeah, we see HFC go
Yeah,
wide here for an item. Unfortunately, gets a boost canister, but he can still use it to squish someone after they pass the triple pad. And losing fire here is a it's not really a major time loss, but it's a couple seconds for sure, because you don't get Sacred Fire back until the long straight section. So yeah.
J'ai plus de HFC, let's go.
Bien joué.
But then again, HFC managed to escape all back spam at the start by staying behind. So definitely a good play here.
Oh, he almost, Kaizoku almost hit the red
Il y a un
beaker.
truc serré, attention.
Attention,
Tir rouge.
ouais.
Okay, nice item traps.
Yeah, that last corner is also a corner where you should always go wide, because most people just gonna place an item down there very tight, and the chance to hit an item is so big. But that's a nice bomb snap there from HSC with the unjuiced bomb.
We are seeing Kaizoku actually being very, very careful. That's what we want to
Yep.
see actually.
Yep.
Nice play.
Yep, he is also using rare cam, very important to always look behind you, because sometimes player, like based on the minimap, you can't always estimate how close someone really is to you, and using the back cam, the rare cam also to see people who are approaching with masks and stuff, very important. You should always look back. But unfortunately, if you look back too much, then you can't look forward.
But that was a nice item placement. I think it was by Ahmed.
Yeah.
It was like he intentionally placed it so wide so he can hit him. So that's a strategy too. Very smart. Very smart.
Yeah. The meta is slowly evolving to that point where we are placing items wide, because people, they are just gonna expect that an item is tight, and they go wide everywhere. So what do? You have to put up some mind games, you know. You have to guess, where will someone go. Will he go wide? Will he go tight? And I think the variation is what it really comes down to at the end.
La file rouge.
Oh, he hits unfortunate red beaker. He didn't want to squish his teammate and he ran into a red beaker. And he bombs Alhut. A nice play. And he gets bombed back by Doom.
Yeah, he gets comboed pretty hard now.
That was very painful.
One thing that I've noticed about the Saudi Arabian players is when they hit you, they are gonna combo you, and they are gonna combo you badly. Like, especially Doom is known for comboing people multiple times alone. Like, for example, when he has 3 bombs, he's gonna hit you with 1 bomb, and then he's gonna look back and shoot another bomb right into your face. And but that's how you should always play, you know.
But yeah, he's one of the strongest item players in the world right now. Like, he and Zamu are basically the top 2 best item players in my opinion.
Doom is a very strong item player for sure. It's difficult to rank him exactly, but he definitely knows what he's doing. But he has also played a lot of battle mode with Zamu, so they definitely know their stuff.
Okay, we see Kaizoku getting masked.
We also see an orb flying around.
Okay.
Yeah, but first place, which I would guess is probably Ahmed. He is so far ahead that nothing's really going to get him anyway, so he can basically chill.
Another win for the Arabs. If the placement stayed like this, they won again. I mean,
yeah, we see Sphinx still holding onto that second place. Sphinx still has the chance to bring his teammates back into the game if he manages to backspam third place. I don't know who is on third place, because they are all playing the same character and same skin, but if Sphinx can do some good plays here and backspam third place, then we might see Kaizoku or Shroop being able to catch up to them.
I think that third is Doom, and fourth is Alhut.
But unfortunately, Shroop hits the Nitro there in the S section, so he's gonna fall behind a lot now. Another orb coming.
Hey, Sphinx getting that first place because Ahmed hit something.
I think that was the warp orb.
Yeah, someone launched a warp orb too.
Yeah. Okay.
So Sphinx getting the first place, but unfortunately they still lost this.
Yeah, they still lost because they got the positions 2 up to 5, and that's a 7-point win for them. Another strong showing. Yeah, the orb wasn't that great.
Mais j'ai pas compris parce qu'elle a touché le premier sans. Genre à la cross pas de forme ou quoi?
C'est bizarre parce que même je trouve qu'il avait lancé une warp apparemment dit ou pas, mais elle m'a pas touché. Ah, elle était pas
One thing that's definitely not mentioned a lot is the Saudi Arabian players rarely team kill each other. Like you don't usually see that from them. Like even when they are close to each other, they don't hit each other with backspam. They don't hit each other with like masks and stuff. Like they are really good at evading their own items. And I've played against a lot of different teams, and many teams you see people just team killing each other because someone is approaching with a mask and they don't call out at the right time, and they are just blazing through their own teammates, and you don't see that from the Arabian players, you know.
Dommage, au début j'avais commencé ma folie meurtrière, mais je me suis vite fait tuer avec une TNT qui était importante.
And they have a lot of experience, like
Yeah.
they played very frequently, so I think that's why the communication is just strong. I mean, I don't speak Arabic. I watch some HFC streams, but I think that the communication is like strong.
Yeah, you can see that just based on how well they play. And I mean, I still remember the times when the Arabian players they used to grind like itemless races with each other. Like they were only playing itemless all day, and it's good to see that they basically switched from itemless to just playing wars all day now. it's kind of funny to see like how things have changed, because I remember when Ahmed, Alhud, and Doom and HSC, they were only playing itemless, and nowadays it's all just wars.
I know, because I was the host most of the time,
Yeah.
so I remember those days. Okay, we got another France fan in the chat.
Oh,
okay.
that's by the way Alexis. He is one of the best Blizzard Bluff players. He's also he's held the world record on Sewer Speedway a couple times already. Yeah, that's Sake or Sake, I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, that's Alexis, a French player. He's a very strong time trialer. He doesn't play competitively, sadly, but I love seeing his time trials. He's a great player.
Okay, Twilight Tour is again a really strong track
Yeah.
for the Arabs.
Is it? I'm not even sure. I mean, I guess HFC is very strong on Twilight Tour. That could be the case, but I don't think they picked that track solely because of HFC, because
No. I mean, from the time trial days, they were really strong on Twilight Tour. All
Yeah.
of the Arabs. I think that's the reason. They're just good at it. Although that's not the...
Wow, what an early top 4. They just sniped everyone out of the way. And HFC actually not using the beaker. If he had used that beaker, he would have probably hit one of his own teammates, you know? And we see them getting a very early top 4 and with a little bit of a lead actually. And Twilight Tour is one of the hardest tracks to catch up, because once someone passed the fast SDP here, not even a juiced up missile is going to get them. Like, you are out of reach for any item. Like, you no item's gonna reach you except the Warbow and a clock. So yeah, that's not the spot you want to be in. And this top 4 is looking pretty strong now.
I mean, it's yeah, pretty much one-sided so far.
Yep. And we also see HFC taking the time trial lines here. He's grinded his track a lot. I think his PB is a low 208 or something. It's very close to the world record. So yeah, I guess it was to be expected that HSC would do the front running here instead of like playing with items. Yeah, we see Kaizoku in the back with the masks, but the mask is not really useful on this track. Like, you get a small speed boost, but it's just not enough to catch up to someone. Like, it's not really a useful item here. HSC is playing very risky. Like, he had almost hit that wall, and I think he should take a little bit wider lines. Like, they still have a lead, and he's definitely going all out on this track now. He's trying to do it.
Crazy. Although
Yeah.
I mean the French are like right behind him. He shouldn't like be playing so risky, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
If he hits something, they will pass him. All of the French, and most likely will like combo him too.
Yep. He's not even like fishing for items or anything. He's just holding on to that TNT, and I think that's not really something that he should do, because if the enemy team gets a clock or warp warp, even though it's rare, that will destroy them. Like, he would just get hit, and if it's after the fast STP here, then things look very grim.
He would just go wide and get rid of the TNT and farm for some shield.
Yeah, like in his place, I would have probably placed the TNT somewhere on a wide line and then just farm for a shield, because like this what he's doing right there is just a gamble. Like, he's just gambling.
A risky play, yes. I mean, so far they're lucky. They're still top 4.
I mean, yeah, so far they are still top 4. Nothing has really changed since the start of the match, basically.
Is incoming. Look.
But there is.
I think it's not juiced up. It's really slow.
No. The orb doesn't get faster when it's juiced up. It is actually juiced up because it's targeting Sphinx first. But yeah, there's.
You can see that actually.
But yeah, he's so far behind that the orb won't really do anything anymore. Like, I mean, it secured them 4th and 5th, but that's only a 4-point difference. Like, they still won with 15 points, and yeah, that's just a lot.
Pretty one-sided so far.
Yeah, that was a very one-sided race. But as I said in the beginning, catching up on Twilight Tour is pretty hard if you don't get a power item. You don't want to fall behind on Twilight Tour at the start, because then it's just game.
I think that the French should do something now. We have half time now.
I mean, they have to do something because so far it's not working at all.
I mean, so far this whole match is pretty one-sided. Let's be real.
Yep. Although, I mean, we also must say definitely props to the Saudi Arabian players here. They are playing very well. They have fantastic item plays. They are very consistent when front running. So it's definitely a combination of, like, I don't even know what it is, but it's just the starts. Like, the Arabian players have such good starts. Like, they always manage to escape with at least 2 players at the start, and then they hold onto these positions and keep them until the race is over, and that's basically where all the points go, you know.
Yep. They basically secure their wins like early on. They break off and that's
Yep. And yeah, we have plus 48 for Saudi Arabia. That's a massive lead, to be honest.
Yes. Like we saw like Shub leaving, so they will sub him for sure.
Yeah, he's getting subbed for Diabeat. Okay, let me add Diabeat to the score sheet. But I don't know if Diabeat is the player that's gonna change everything around. I don't know.
To be like quite frank, like I think it will stay one-sided.
Yeah.
Bon. Triple missile, qu'est-ce que tu veux faire quand t'es derrière? Enfin,
I mean, everything is possible. You still have that RNG, but RNG plays a bigger role if it's a free for all. If it's a team
Yeah.
war, team battle, it's something else.
Like
something else.
it's hard to exactly quantify how by how much CTR is affected like by RNG. But the thing is, I don't like to blame the outcome of a race on RNG alone. Like, of course, RNG plays a factor. RNG is there,
mais c'est un peu ça aussi.
but it's not like if you end up in bottom 4, then you don't end up bottom 4 because of bad RNG. Like that's just unrealistic. Like you don't get bottom 4 because of bad item rolls. That's never gonna happen. And I think if there's another team that gets consistently top 3 or top 2 over you, then you are doing something wrong. Like
Of
that's
course,
not
something wrong.
item RNG, you know?
Mm.
Ok.
I mean, like bad RNG has little influence in team wars. It's just, I mean, it is how it is. Little to no influence.
It has influence, but it's hard to tell, like, to say exactly how much. It varies a lot based on the track and stuff. But yeah. Like this TNT that Kaizoku got, for example, you could say it was bad RNG, but is it really, you know?
Viens avec Kaizoku. Ah putain, tu t'es pété.
And got bomb.
Kaizoku is probably going to get hit by the train.
Oh, what
Okay,
is
no,
he
he
doing?
isn't.
Okay.
Yeah, he got stuck. He got basically beanoxed.
I never saw that happening, to be honest.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, that
Oh,
was.
no, Kaizoku.
I mean, I guess he respawned behind the turbo pad, but he still
Okay,
loses
something
fire
good.
anyway.
Fire was down immediately.
That's a very crucial mistake right there, and he's not even careful. He's taking tight lines and it's max nitro.
Kaizoku, what are you doing?
That's not what they need.
Ah, la fiole rouge, putain, mais. Eh ouais,
At least HFC going really strong.
Ouais, essaie de faire un
Got a
peu.
shield now, second place.
viens, shield, viens au cas où.
The top 4 for the Arabs again.
Yeah, I mean, I guess one advantage that the French team has right now is Kaizoku is in 8th, and they are all top 4, which means Kaizoku, like the French players can basically roll all the power items. Like they can get clocks, they can get orbs.
They just launched the Nord.
Yep, and they just launched an orb as we've seen, and from what it looks like on the minimap, it was a pretty decent orb. It managed to get them some positions. But Kaizoku again, he's trying way too hard. Like he was going so tight that he lost fire. Oh, Alhu disconnects. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Doom Wait.
Oh, what?
Did the lobby disconnect and?
No, only the two of them disconnected.
Oh, Doom and Alhut both disconnected. That's they have to restart, I think, now, because when there's more than one player disconnecting, you have to restart.
Bah là, t'es devant moi, donc.
But isn't that true only if it happens early on?
No, I don't think so. Let me check the rules. But I'm pretty sure when there's more than one player who's disconnecting, the race has to be restarted.
J'ai deux décos?
Let me check.
Diabète. Ouais. J'ai pas le saccade, hein.
Ok, ah merde, j'ai activé mon shield 2. Je vais dessus après.
Il y en a qui.
Encore.
Okay, HFC will probably. Oh,
Disconnection.
HFC having a sick. Oh, having a sick lead.
Je suis extérieur.
No one will get HFC. He basically secured his first place here.
T'as un shield?
Ouais, je suis en shield 2. Attends, je te dis quand t'es prêt.
Okay, if two players from different teams disconnect. Okay, so basically since they are the same team, the race continues as normal.
Il avait un shield?
Yeah, okay, the race continues as normal. With the disconnect, it's pretty unfortunate since
But they can still win. Take a look. They can still win.
they can, but
Ah, Kaizoku, t'as fait ma caisse.
but only if they get top 2. So it basically depends on Diabeat. If Diabeat can hold onto his second place here, then that should be a win for them, since the bots are going to end up at on
Yeah, for sure.
bottom 2, of course.
Vous êtes prêts, les gars? Enfin, mat.
Ah, il a
Ok,
pris.
j'ai sneaké 3ème.
Bien joué.
Oh putain.
Oh, he managed to hit Ahmed.
Fais le rouge serré.
Diabeat.
Ah, la perle. Bien joué ça, bien joué.
Okay, this looks like a
Yeah,
win.
this looks pretty good.
Trop un petit peu serré.
Fiole rouge serré au carré. Fiole rouge serré au carré, faites gaffe.
I mean, of course, the achievement is a little bit like
T'as mis ta 7,
Oh, y'a un chef
the accomplishment is a little bit deflated because the enemy disconnected with 2 players even, and this is actually,
Il a fait Manifo ou pas?
yeah, this is 2, 3, 4, and 6th, 14 rounds.
At least something, you know. a
Oh,
win is a-
actually 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's a 7-point win. Yeah.
Yeah, a win is a win. So.
I mean, yeah, a 7-point win is a 7-point win, but then again, we must keep in mind that 2 players from the enemy team disconnected. So, yeah.
Maybe the Arabs did it on purpose so they don't lose the motivation. I don't know.
No.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
This disconnecting on purpose, that would be a bannable offense.
Okay. I the dash with the crazy 27-man raid. Thanks, man.
Yo, Dashy, thanks for the raid.
Yeah, I mean they both DC at the same time, but maybe they're playing locally or something like that. So I don't want to like
Yeah.
speculate now, but yeah.
Sphinx.
Next-
We have
Next up,
Matmat.
Hotter Skyway. Okay.
And we have Diabeat with the second place. Yeah, Diabeat definitely brought Kaizoku and the rest of his team back into the game by getting that crucial hit on Ahmed. So definitely props to Diabeat here. It was a very good play, for sure. A bit sad that Doom and Alhut disconnected, but yeah, the game is like that sometimes. It doesn't necessarily even have to be their own fault. Like, it could just be the game just saying nope, you get disconnected. Like, we know how Beanox netcode is. I'm just gonna since the CPU has no name to them, I'm just gonna give 2 points to Doom and 1 point to Alhut. Like, it doesn't even matter.
That doesn't even.
Ouais, là, ils ont aucun intérêt à faire ça.
I don't know which bot had which position, so yeah.
Parce que c'était deuxième tour, ou je sais pas c'était quel tour, mais c'était après le tour 1. Et même je crois que les règles de la World Cup.
Parce que.
And yeah, they caught up by 7 points, so but they still have a sizable lead. So yeah.
Parce que vu qu'on est 3, ils nous laisser des points.
Ouais, moi je.
But then again, yeah, what Majestic says is kinda true. If they have top 3, like, why would they intentionally disconnect? Like, it makes no sense. I guess that was just an unintentional disconnect, and
Surtout qu'il faut savoir.
yeah, unfortunate as well, but yeah, that's how it is sometimes.
Alors qu'il n'y avait pas lieu d'avoir un restart en fait. Parce que du coup, je sais pas si même.
I mean, we'll leave it like that since we can't like prove
Yeah.
it's fine now. I
S'il
mean,
faut recommencer ou pas. Genre,
and it's not like the World Cup finals, so
Yeah.
parce que c'est derrière
That's
la World Cup,
important.
c'est différent.
It doesn't even change anything really, since like the lead dropped from 48 to 41. Not really that big of a deal so far. So yeah.
J'ai regardé vite fait dans le chat de Germain. Enfin, dans la vidéo, il dit ça.
Genre, même si c'était à la fin de la course, genre au dernier tour, s'il y a un de chaque qui se déconnecte, ça recommence. Ça.
So yeah, Hotter Skyway, another strong track for the Arabs.
Yep, Hot Air Skyway is definitely a super strong pick for the Arabian team. They are very strong on this track since they've played it so much in wars. They basically play it every single war if you don't ban it. So, yeah.
Okay, so Kaizoku didn't combo Doom. Okay.
Yeah, comboing someone with a squished item is not really worth it. It barely costs any time, and especially at the start when the enemy has no Wumpas anyway, you don't really gain anything. Like, comboing someone with a squished item is not really worth it if he has already gotten hit anyway.
Okay, Diabetes, the first place.
Je vais te et... Non, pas j'ai oublié.
Ouais, toujours un feu vert, Topaz en premier dev.
Ouais, mais c'est quoi ça? Mais je... Non, ouais, non. Faut arrêter de déconner à un moment donné.
Wow, okay, Kaisercook falling down there. He was taking some time trial lines there again, and we've seen quite a few misplays from players because they are trying to go for time trial lines. Like, why?
Especially on this track, like you lose like
Yeah.
so much time.
Yeah.
So
Like,
much time.
taking time trial lines on Hot Air Skyway is honestly insane because this is one of the hardest tracks in the game at the top level, like in time trial. And going for time trial strats on this track in a war is just nutty.
I mean, there are players that are really confident in doing that.
Yeah.
Like, for example, DX. I
Yeah.
know that he is crazy consistent in Hot
Yeah.
Skyway,
Yeah.
Turismo, and so on, but still, is it really worth it to risk like losing 20 seconds to gain like 20 milliseconds?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it really worth it?
That's exactly the question that you should always ask yourself. Like, I'm kind of missing the safer plays here. We are seeing a lot of like risky plays mostly, but I mean, yeah.
Okay, so the Arabs managed to gain first and second place, top two. So this is again another win for them if they keep the places.
We can actually see them having a sizable lead, so the team, the team France definitely has to bet their luck on a warp or a clock if they want to stop the top two. But then again, even that might not be enough since they could have already shields, you know?
Kaisercook, yeah, getting.
Yeah, Kaisercook going around to let Sphinx pass. I think Kaisercook holding on to that shield doesn't really make any sense on 5th place. He rolls another shield, but that item is not gonna help him at all. There's nobody behind him, really, like not on close distance at least. He could maybe try to slow down to hit the player behind him, but that's as far as it goes. Like, he can't do much more. HFC on the other hand is dead last. He gets a couple masks, but he isn't really able to do anything with that since he's so far behind. And a mask on Hot Air Skyway is not really the best item either. So yeah.
Gets another super engine. So not the best RNG. But I mean, it's still a win for them. It's not,
yeah.
not that bad. They're already finished.
Yeah. They finished in top 2, so that's going to be another win by at least 3 points. Okay, it seems to be HFC managed to get 7. Oh, he actually hit Mad as we can see on the screen, and that made Alhut catching up as well. So okay, that's a good point win, yeah. They basically evened out the loss from the earlier game.
And if I'm not mistaken, there is no way the French can turn this over.
Yes, this is also something to consider. The point lead means that Team Saudi Arabia has definitely won now. There's no way for Team France to bring this back. Which is kinda sad that this match is decided already after 6 tracks. But yeah, that's just how it is sometimes.
But then again, you know, like Saudi Arabia is one of the strongest teams. It's one of the favorites to win this World Cup. So
yep,
I mean,
for sure.
The French shouldn't be ashamed. They are playing basically against one of the best teams in the world.
Yep.
Now, so it's soul crushing at times. We understand that, but it is how it is.
Yep. That's definitely true. Top 3 and 1 behind is better than top 4 sometimes. Yeah, that's true. Like, there's actually quite a few teams who basically gamble on blocking the power item spots. Like, basically, let's say your team is top 3, and one of your players falls behind to 8th place, so that the enemy team can't get 8th place rolls, which means there's less likely to be an orb or a clock appearing.
C'est là où j'ai le plus besoin.
Because if you are top 4, then your team is basically exposed to all the warp orbs and clocks that the enemy team can get, theoretically. And in practice, you don't get orbs and clocks, but
Not so
yeah,
frequently, to be honest.
yeah.
But
So
it
sometimes,
depends on the track. There are tracks
yeah.
like power items aren't so effective, so it's not worth it in my opinion.
I mean, if you play against the Frenchies, they get 2 clocks on Crash Cove, but that's a different story.
Yeah, Kaiser will most likely go time trial lines here.
I mean, he gets the TNT. TNT is not the item you want when you try to front run on Turbo Track. It's the worst item roll you can possibly get, but it's also the most common item roll. So yeah, like when you front run on Turbo Track, you want to have a beaker or bomb, so you can hit the player behind you. But yeah, I mean, most of the time you end up with a TNT.
Sérieux.
Oh, we see HFC with some nice plays, avoiding the 2 bombs and squishing Madman. Okay, nice one. Getting a shield.
Merde.
He has to go wide because the placements of the Wumpa boxes are quite like
Je vais la lâcher à gauche.
wide.
Yeah.
Not mistaken in Turbo Track.
The Wumpa boxes on this track have horrible placements. They are
You really
so
need to
wide,
go
and going for them loses so much time. I mean,
Okay,
yeah.
they use an unjuiced orb.
An orb on this track is not really going to hit anyone.
Vas-y, j'active le shield.
Kaizoku has an orb now,
Go, let's go.
but I don't know.
Like you already mentioned, like if you play against the French team, they get 2 orbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, in one race. So. Oh, look at HFC. He just got a shield, so he can absorb the orb. Okay, nice one.
Il t'essaie de prendre l'arbre.
I mean, yeah, Turbo Track is one of those tracks where the orb is notoriously poor. Because on Turbo Track, like, the orb always goes wide, like actually wide. And by taking TT lines, you can basically evade the orb. Like, that's all you need to do. You just take TT lines and the orb will never hit you. It's so ridiculous. Like, oh, that's a sick back missile. Holy shit. Yeah, that's something a lot of teams don't actually do, like back missiling people on Turbo Track, because the missile, for anyone who doesn't know, but missiles usually don't get players on Turbo Track because the missile is a lot slower than the blue fire here. But if you back missile people, you can actually snipe them pretty efficiently.
Because it's a very, very wide track, so you can do that easily.
J'avais bien commencé, j'avais un moteur.
But yeah, this is a big fat top 4 for the Arabian team. Like, they are just going at it, even though they have already won the set.
Ça aura été une triste war.
But still, the French shouldn't get discouraged.
I mean, a win by this much can definitely be demotivating for sure. Like, it would be understandable, to say the least. Yeah, HFC is really stacking those wins. And it's actually funny when you think about it. He always goes wide at the start, but ends up winning the race. It's kinda interesting.
So he's doing something right.
Yeah, he's doing something right, definitely.
La dernière map, je disais.
Then we have have the last track that's a bit questionable. Okay, from the French team. Roost Tubes.
Roost tubes is just wow. Like how often do you actually see roost tubes?
Very rarely, to be honest.
At the high level, that
Yeah.
is like of course if you play matchmaking, then people are going to root for roost tubes like 10 times a day, 10 times in a
All
row.
the time.
But at the high level, you don't see roost tubes often at all. So this is gonna be interesting.
Let's see. Maybe that's part of the strategy, you know,
Yeah.
for the French. Oh, we'll see.
Velocity tubes.
Yeah.
Alright, velocity
Exactly.
tubes. Interesting.
Il va faire un montage, quel bâtard.
Oh, Joker track. Okay, Jumpy, we'll see.
La freeline.
Oh, Luigi said it's Saudi tubes. Uh-huh.
Kazuku probably going for the speed ghost here. Oh, he isn't. Wow, okay. He's rather going for an item.
He gets a bomb. He gets
Three
a bomb.
people get bombed.
3 or 4 people. How many?
Yeah, 3 I think.
Oh.
He could have definitely used that bomb and sniped. Like sometimes it may even be worth to sacrifice one of your own teammates if you can hit 3 of the enemy team players, you know.
Je passe les cases, derrière toi, Komodo.
But look at the French winning positions. They have winning positions.
They actually have, yeah. But then again,
let's go.
someone of the Arabian team is definitely escaping, and that's a nice trap box right there.
Okay.
He can nice snipe. Yeah, he definitely was patient enough to let Ahmed pass, only to hit him with a bomb. That's definitely a good play here. I tried to Pika snipe him, but yeah, Pika sniping people is pretty difficult.
Okay, gets a shield.
Wow, okay, that's unfortunate. Losing the shield and then getting clocked immediately
Yeah, it's so
after.
unfortunate.
And then he gets another shield, wow.
Oh, the joke's on him now. I'm sorry, Kaizuku, but
Yeah, the item luck is... I mean,
the joke's on you, buddy. I'm sorry.
the item RNG is definitely not on Team France's side here, because we've seen Ahmed approach with a mask in 5th place.
Another shield, okay.
I mean, Kazuku is getting a lot of shields, but these shields, they aren't really helping him, you know.
And like his teammate is in front of him, so
Yeah.
he can't really use that shield to gain anything. So
This is looking like a top 2 here. Unless... that missile... Oh no, the missile... Oh wait, the missile actually hit him. Nice. Very good missile snipe.
Allez, vas-y, qu'est-ce que tu veux, le temps aussi.
Yeah, but still top 2 for the enemy team. Top 2 and bottom 2, so this race was basically almost even. They lost by 3 points still, but yeah.
Non, il est bien derrière. Peut-être pas 8ème, mais.
they put up a nice fight.
Yeah, for sure.
Props to the French team. They lost by, but it was a fair fight, to be honest.
Bon bah c'était marrant. On s'est bien amusé.
GG.
J'étais content, j'avais réussi à en masquer 3 en même temps. Et je me fais double.
Okay, let me check the placements. Okay, Doom was 7th.
Ouais, moi j'ai eu une bombe, j'aurais pu faire un truc au début, mais
And then Ahmed was last. Okay.
Ce que j'adore, c'est que je
derrière sans toucher.
So this means
se fait esquiver, je me lâche prise.
that Team Saudi Arabia wins with a whopping 70 points.
It's a bit painful, but
That's
it is what it is.
that's a lot. Like you don't want to lose by 70 points. That's just a lot.
Du coup, bah, on aura plus qu'à attendre le prochain match.
Je sais pas combien on a pris du coup.
Beaucoup. 191 à 121, on a fait 70 points.
I mean, it was,
But yeah.
it was a fair fight, I have to admit. I mean,
Yep.
I mean,
C'est pas très beau, mais bon.
it is how it is.
Yep. I mean, this is still the seeding phase. Nothing is really going to happen with that. France and Saudi Arabia are going to be in the same round again next time. I don't know if they are going to get matched against each other. Yo, Kaisercool, thanks for the host. But yeah, because France has had 3 wins so far, and now 1 loss, and Saudi Arabia also has 3 wins and 1 loss now. So yeah, they might actually meet again next time. But yeah, this was definitely a nice match for sure.
I mean, it was one-sided, but the French fought well after.
Yeah,
It was interesting.
Yeah, they tried their best, but the Arabian team, of course, they just played better overall. Yeah,
They're just
what
one
can
of
you
the
say?
best, so it was expected, to be honest. It's fine. It's fine. Still
Yep.
G.
Yep, for sure. And yeah, I guess that's France versus Saudi Arabia. I am.
Great time.
Yeah, I'm going to raid someone, and I'm gonna raid Zamu since he's playing a war. So if you wanna see some good item plays, go definitely check out Zamu. He is the best item player.